morning, everyone, and welcome to There She Blows, the podcast, where we discuss stories and blow up myths. I'm your host, Kyle,
And I'm your second host, Ava.
and we will be your hosts for today.
Today we have two special guests. Can you guess who they are?
That's right, today we're having Ishmael and Quick from abroad to Pequod visiting us today. We were supposed to have Captain Ahab, but unfortunately, he was too busy dwelling on his next plans, or probably just scheduling his coffin closing ceremony. Good morning, Ishmael and Quick. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, we're all good, but I don't remember landing this plan and steady. It's probably because of all the years and the wobbly and unsteady people. And it's so good to have clam and chowder after all those, what's it called? Chip biscuits.
Me too. I've been waiting for so long that I thought black raining clouds were smoke from a massive factory from the chimneys on land.
You know, even if we are already on land, I cannot get out unless there's an emergency or just the captain doing something.
Well, now that you're all here, we're going to interview you so that more of the world knows about you and the Pequod.
You know, more people in the world are going to curious about your adventures, all about on the sea.
You're definitely we're going to be famous. We're going to able to buy 50,000 people as Africans. Right?
Not with inflation, but alright, let's begin with this interview.
Before we begin, please note that all of these questions apply to both of you. For your first question, how do you feel about Captain Ahab?
He's unique to say the least. He has a deep passion for hunting the great strong whale.
Called Moby Dick, and I heard Moby Dick is now a spot.
Okay, moving on. So basically, wait, he hates the whale with a passion.
To put it simply, yes, but correction, it is sperm whale, not a white whale.
Alright, noted. Next question. How has your experience been on board the Pequod?
It's been tough. Life out in the sea isn't easy or cool as it looks.
One morning, hypothetically, we might meet another ship begging for help. And next, we might sink. Hypothetically, of course.
Communication with the captain and negotiating things is also just really hard, and it takes a lot of time just to negotiate.
Our friend Starbuck was even threatened to be killed because he tried to negotiate with our captain. That's so crazy, bro.
Bro, what incarnation is bro?
It's what people, flex.
Why did you decide to go to Pequod in the first place?
Well, I've been out at sea before as a sailor, and I didn't really have the thrill, so I decided that after I was back at land, I would join a whaling ship. And in the time, and at the same time I was hiring, and unemployment rates these days.
I just called Ishmael at the time and told him to choose for me.
Well, that's pretty questionable for sure, but that's not my problem. Anyways, next question. How did you guys meet each other?
At first, it was a lot scarier because one night when I was trying to sleep at an inn I stayed at, Quick entered my room, which at first I didn't know it was Quick. And he looked scary because he was dark skinned, had pagan tattoos, and surprisingly, I think he likes it. Something. He was holding someone's head.
My apologies if I scared you.
And he was waving a tomahawk in the air, which made me flinch a bit. But at first, I didn't know his real personality. So when we talked a lot more, he was a lot nicer and more kind than I first met him.
Well, I guess we learned to never judge a book by its cover. Alright, just the final question. Before we wrap up, are you going to survive in future situations?
Well, we don't really know yet, but I hope we can survive upcoming situations.
That's what Ishmael said.
Alright, I see. On that note, we'll be wrapping up today's episode of There She Blows, the podcast.
you so much to Edna and Quick for joining us today.
And before we close, let's show us a bit of a clip from your adventures. One night, as they were working to fix the damaged boats and harpoons, the carpenter made a new peg leg for Ahab. They were making sure everything was in order by the next morning. The next morning, the weather was perfect and the sea was calm on the third day of their hunt. They heard nothing from Captain Ahab, but suddenly he then shouts.
There she blows, there she blows.
Ishmael was so terrified, his legs were shaking, but he also never had felt more excited than ever before. Starbuck looked terrified. Moby Dick was moving dangerously in the water that morning, as if he wanted to tell us to stay away from him. But knowing Captain Ahab, he then said,
Oh, chase him down, go!
Quick, let us go back before it's too late.
Lower the boat now.
Minutes later, they saw a horrible sight. Fenelon's body was tied to Moby Dick by the rope of his harpoon.
No, what happened here? How do you know my hatred?
As he threw yet another harpoon at Moby Dick, the others watched terrified as the rope attached to Ahab's harpoon became caught around the captain's neck as he threw it into Moby Dick. Then, as Moby Dick swam forward, Ahab was pulled out of the boat and under the water. He was dead. The story is over. The drama is done. Only one person survived. It was him, Ishmael.